Hello, YouTube. I'm back. I'm making videos now because I've been doing some reflecting. Oh, that's a zoom in. And I want to make more YouTube videos, and I think it's the best thing to do. I'm moving a lot, aren't I? But I guess I was just scared to make YouTube videos and facing my fear of making YouTube videos because I would fear that I wouldn't make them good because I fear I would fail at editing them, and I guess I just gotta make videos. So today we're gonna go over my books I have, and some other stuff, and this is gonna be my journey to understanding feminism because I've read half a feminist book and I don't remember much. Let's recap what I remember though. It's Feminist Theory by Bell Hooks, lowercase. And what happens in the book, where am I supposed to look in this camera? Like, should I look off to the side? Should I look at the camera? I'm still looking at the camera. That's kind of weird. Should I look at myself in the thing? I'm on my old camcorder. But Bell Hooks, she's an author, and I've read half of that book when I was on a cruise in 2020. I forgot what year, 2025. And I remember reading it. I was trying to be performative reading it on the cruise, but who knows. But I've been learning more and more and hearing more and more about feminism and the patriarchy, and I have concepts of what's going on, but I don't really know exactly. But I am a critical race scholar. I won't say scholar yet, but I do engage with the text as a researcher, as a PhD student. So let's get to it. First, let me flip the camera. Make sure I have storage. Oh, that's a USB. So here's what my bookshelf is looking like right now. It's looking beautiful. So, side note, I have all these things in the ground because I used to have them on the wall, and then I turn the AC off when I leave the house because I'm cheap, or maybe I'm just economical, or maybe I care about the planet. But they all fell off, which is an issue. So maybe I need to drill a hole, but I also don't want to do that. That's why I have stuff on the ground too. But all right, let's get back to this. So first, let's look at the books I have. I have a poncho. I have Advance Your Swagger by, I forgot his name, but he used to work for Diddy. I have Eric Thomas' Secret to Success. So I'm just going to talk about these books and how they kind of affect my life. And I'm going to eventually get to feminism, so you're going to have to wait for that. But first I have a bunch of Temu. No, these are Shein. I don't shop at Temu. And Tony Stark glasses, and somebody gave me this. Might have been my friend Mia. I don't or maybe it was Reagan. I think it was Reagan. I don't remember. But here's some earplugs that I don't use. And here's my 2026 stuff. This video is gonna be long. Go Tigers! And I have a Cuba flag. I got in Cuba, and this is me when I was in kindergarten at St. Joseph. Okay, so let's start with what's on my shelf. All right, we have poncho that my mom got me. I have never used. We have my passport wallet that I stopped using because it's a little big. There's no money in there, unfortunately, but I do have I have a coin, and it is Vasco Nunes de Babal. So this might be, is this? Oh, it's Panamanian. It's a Panamanian coin. I've been to Panama. I have my phone on right now. Okay, back to business. But my dad gave me this Advance Your Swagger book when I was a kid, so I would have better etiquette and manners. This is made by the stylist Farnsworth Bentley. He was a stylist for an assistant for Diddy before we knew before we knew. But this book teaches like about meeting with people, manners, swagger. It's not. It's good for like following the white people capitalist structure. So I guess. Smithsonian. We went to a Smithsonian event. It was nice. We went to. They were basically throwing parties at all of the places. I got this from the site conference. This guy gave me this limited edition tech deck, which is cool. Maybe one day I'll build it. But he was like showing scooters. Here's some. Oh my gosh, this is so messy. My dad gave me these. He told me to give them to somebody. I forgot who. Eric Thomas, The Secret to Success. This used to be very inspiring to me back in the day because E.T. the hip hop preacher, I used to listen to him. He's like, you got to work hard. You got to really want it. Like, you got to do what you got to do. But it's still kind of capitalistic. But I think Eric Thomas, he worked really hard. But he also, I think his success is kind of also from luck too. Like, he's just one of those guys that made it out. And like, he grinded to it. But it's not as simple as grinding. And success, what does even success mean? Does that mean monetary? But I haven't read this book since I was like in middle school, so I don't know if I should be speaking on it as definitively. Is that the right word? I don't think I should be speaking on it as so authoritatively. This is my dad's book. I never read it. It's too big. The Devil's Horn. It's a saxophone book. I read about half of it. It was actually pretty good. I learned a lot about Adolph Sax and how he got in trouble and stuff. My dad also got me this book, but I haven't read this yet, so I should probably read it one of these days. Rest in peace, Sonny Rollins. He just died a couple months ago. What we have on my shelf is Great Teacher Onizuka. This is a very inspiring manga for me about teacher. That's where I get my name, Great Teacher Dean, Great DJ Dean, because I want to be great. I want to aspire to be great in everything I do, but what does being great really mean? Does being great make a lot of money? Does being great really affect people? I love Naruto, of course. I actually bought these so I could give it out to people to read. Mashal, I really liked reading Mashal. It's like Harry Potter, but anime, which is amazing. And then it fell off towards the end of the last arc. I didn't know what was really going on. Blue Giant, another lovely manga. It's about saxophone. It's very beautifully drawn and stuff. And, you know, I'm a saxophonist, so if you couldn't tell by the other 2 saxophone books I have. So it was nice. Blue Flag is interesting. It's a fascinating romance manga. I don't want to spoil it, but I am going to spoil it. So if you don't want this to be spoiled, skip like a minute or so. So this character is really about like relationships, and this character he has like a girlfriend, and this guy has a girlfriend. I don't really remember. The only thing I really remember is this guy became gay and this guy became gay, and they like end up together at the end, which was not what I was expecting, but that happened. But this is a good series. I haven't read it since like 2020. Okay, let's move all these books over. Boom, boom, boom. I hope I'm doing YouTube good right now. Okay, so I'm going to take this to my bed because it's easier to see. So, went back home to my new family house in Delaware, and I got my Black Ops 2 from Xbox 360. This is a legendary game for a legendary period of playing video games in 5th and 6th grade. As you can tell, the Xbox ate this one. That was a sad day. I knew I shouldn't have flipped that Xbox. Lucy, another great futuristic movie about, you know, 20% brain capacity, 10% brain capacity. It's cool. Even though this game got a lot of hate, I did enjoy it. I did play it a lot, but all I have is the install disc. I don't know where it went. Okay, and her, I didn't even know my dad had this, but he gave me this. It's very fascinating because of AI stuff, and the Sesame AI robot sounds exactly like it, and it's kind of scary. You know, I think I like being a YouTuber and talking and stuff. It's nice. I should clean my room a little bit better. Here's my spare key with a low battery. Don't, what's on my leg? Don't steal it. Okay, I have this bag. I got it from somewhere in Maryland. Residence Hall, whatever. Okay, my professor gave me this. Advancing Black Male Student Success from Preschool to PhD. Maybe I should read this. Probably I should read this. 501 Spanish Verbs. I bought this book even though we had the one in my house already. And let's see if I can speak any Spanish. Arrestaré. Oh, arrestado. Ay, arrestado. Oh, arrestado. Habíamos arrestamos. Vete arrestamos. Ah, no, arrestado. Habla español todos los días, ¿sí? Me llamo Diez. Así su mirar. Habla español todos los días. Mi nombre es Dean Haynes. Me gusta la comida. Necesito poco la comida para mi exercise todo el día. Sí. Mi español es muy malo. Necesito más practicar. Yeah. Okay, I took this book from my house also. Foods That Harm, Foods That Heal. I should probably read this. My mom's a dietitian. Oh, that's a lot of words. I'm probably not going to read that. But I should. Okay, I'm running out of space. My expired Advil. Insert dramatic music, I guess. Okay, so I took some of these other books from my dad. Black Art, Cultural History. I love black art. Like, it's my favorite art. And I feel like when I go to museums, I'd be missing black art. Like, it's so beautiful. Wait, what was that photo? I love black art so much. I wish I had it all over my walls. I love black art. And then we have the Blue Note, Ultimate Collection of Blue Note album cover art. I think this is from like all the jazz people. Of course, I love jazz. Grew up on jazz. Blue Train. Okay, so we're almost done with this shelf. I have the Berserk. Did I read that JoJo's? I think I read the JoJo's. It was good, but not good enough for me to keep reading it, apparently, because I didn't read more. As you can see, I'm looking for donors to give me a nice, beautiful, artistic, Afrofuturistic bookcase. Okay, I have the Action Bible. I love reading that because I like comics. I have this Spanish book I got from Cuba. I can't understand it. I had another. I keep dropping stuff. Another Spanish book. And then my mom got me this book called A Place in the Space. It's about like music teaching. I think I read some of it. I didn't finish it. Okay. Now we're making it down. Okay. So of course we have the Male Manipulator books. The Laws of Human Nature. Did I read this book? I tried. Couldn't tell you what happened. I don't like those books anymore because it's scary. The 48 Laws of Power, I tried to read this many times, but I learned that you shouldn't outdo your own master, I guess. Court attention at all costs. These capitalist books are horrible. But, you know, I went through a self-improvement phase, and that's why I have those books. And, of course, I have more Eric Thomas, UOU. Couldn't tell you what that book was about. I have another copy of The Secret to Success. My dad really likes Eric Thomas, I think. Is this one signed? Yeah, this one's signed. Oh, to Dean and Willow, never settle. What you are to be, you are now becoming. Preparation is key. That's a nice message. Don't want to hate on Eric Thomas, but he's a cool dude. But I have to read his book again to get a new thing. Speed Mathematics. This is how you bet money against people and get money. You learn how to do math fast. It's actually pretty cool. Reaching Up for Manhood. I read this book. I don't remember what happened. My mom gave it to me. Oh, there's my yoga mat that my mom also gave me. 60 Seconds to a Focused Life. Never read that. The Art of Persuasion. Dang, I'm really looking like a manipulator right now. Can't tell you what happened in that. But I do like this book, Made to Stick. I used a Google slide deck that they made to help me present ideas and like startup stuff. So actually, I like this book. I like this book a lot because it helps with teaching too. Like you want to make your ideas interesting and sticky. Thinking Fast and Slow. This book is too big for me to read. It's not too big for me to read, but that's why I never finished it. How to Speak and How to Listen. As you can tell, I went through a self-improvement phase. During COVID, I thought I lost all my social skills. So that's why I have all these books. Read People Like a Book. More manipulation. Did not read that book. Children of Revolution. Dr. Woodman, if you're seeing this, I will return it one day. That was a book I was trying to read for Cuba. The Education of Black People by W.E. Du Bois. This is definitely my dad's book. I think I've read some of it. Let me see because I think there's like the Negro need separate schools. Is there an index? Not an index. Is there, let's see. I should probably read this book. Okay. We finally made it to feminist theory, what this whole video is about. We're going to put this in the ground for now. Malcolm X, I've read some of this. I do want to finish it. Panama and Black, this is what we read for traveling to Panama. Panama has a lovely food and lovely looking people. And very nice people. Indispensable Guide to Undergraduate Research. I read some of this in McNair, my McNair program. Introduction to Black Studies. Actually, I thought this book was interesting. I didn't finish it, but I read some of it for class. I should probably read some of it to refresh African Black Studies. Answering a Call is a book my mom gave me about this lawyer. I did not finish it. 1984, apparently I read this in high school. I tried to read it again, it was depressing. I love Animal Farm though. I should probably read it again with my critical theory mind. Because it's probably making fun of communism, but it probably gets communism very wrong. That's my assumption, but I haven't read it since then. This is my professor's book. I need to return that. Pride and Prejudice. That book was, I read, as you can tell, I only read like a couple chapters and I was bored because they be speaking weird type of English. But I bought it because of the hype. Ernest Hemingway, The Old Man and the Sea. I love this book because look how thin it is. I love this book. I had to read this for summer reading as a kid, but I've read it multiple times. It's very, very simple book, but maybe I'll read it again and have a different thought. But I just like this determination and not giving up. Very capitalistic. Ernest Hemingway and The Sun Also Rises. I tried reading it again. It's just kind of hard for me to read, honestly. Apparently the guy, like, lost his balls or something. I don't remember. I tried to read it. We were supposed to read it in school, but I don't remember what it was about. Fahrenheit 451. One of my tutees, I don't know if that's the right word. The kid I tutor, he read this book in class. Ray Bradbury. Ouch! Okay, we have Looking for Alaska. This book was amazing. Oh my gosh. This was such a good book. I love this book. I read this in high school, I think. And then Twilight of the Elites. I tried reading some of this on the plane. Twilight of the Elites, America After Meritocracy. Okay, is there even meritocracy? No. So, but he's probably arguing that, so I forgot. One Shot Harry. Never read that. My dad gave it to me though. But is that all for the books? Then I have journals, which we're not going to dive into, and then I have a lot of papers. I have, is this a receipt? Oh, snap. I found one of my receipts for my rent. I'm gonna try to get that reimbursed. Then I have like saxophone omnibooks, John Coltrane, and then I have some old stuff. Maybe we can go through this later, but I was like a football player. You know, it was nice. I was on varsity. Psych. That was me when I was in 6th grade. Okay. This whole crate right here has books in them, but we're not going to be on that one today. Okay, let's flip the screen. So, you know, since I'm addicted to my phone, I got to check my phone. Okay, Jonathan said something crazy on the phone. Oh my gosh. Alright. So, we're finally at feminist theory. That's why I showed you my muscles. So, from margin to center, I'm pretty sure, as you could tell, I read about half the book. Men, comrades, and struggle. So what I do remember from this book is, let me hold this so you can see it. What I remember is that there's different waves of feminism, like first, second, third waves. I'm pretty sure the first wave was just white women wanting the same power that white men have. And I'm pretty sure black women led the feminist movement, but the white people took all the credit. Feminism that I know of is about women being able to choose. Like, for example, women can choose if they want to live a life where they have children and then they take care of the kids as the woman at home, or they can choose to have a career and work their way up and not have a family, or they can choose whatever they want to do. That's the whole point, I think, of feminism. And my arm hurts from holding up this camera. How do people do this? I need to take a shower soon. But let's see, what's next? That's what I remember of feminism theory from Bell Hooks. And I actually like it. Because it talks about like the patriarchy that I'm pretty sure like is bad. I don't remember much about the patriarchy though. Probably because I benefit from it. Okay, so now I have some more books that I'm going to continue reading. I'm going to finish Feminist Theory first, make a video on that, and then Techno Feminism by Judy Washkman. Washkman? That's an interesting name. I wonder if she's related to Judge Judy. Then I'm going to continue All About Love. I did assign this to my students, and they read it. And I'm going to read it again. And then The Will to Change Men, Masculinity, and Love. So hopefully I'll be an expert on feminism after this, which is not going to happen. But at least I have a better understanding. Now I'm going to show you my bookshelf. So, let me get all these books off right now. As you can tell, I'm a reader, you know. I'm a reader, my brother. Wakanda forever, man. Oh, I guess it's so heavy. Oh, I feel weak. Okay. Here we are. So Blake, or The Huts of America. My buddy Trey picked this up from Sankofa for me because they had it. This is about, like, I think a slave revolt in Cuba. Or what if all the black, not a slave, what if all the black people that were enslaved back then went to live in Cuba? Martin R. Delaney, Afrofuturist. I haven't really started. I read like a couple pages. And then we have Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler, Afrofuturist. Did I start reading? I did start reading it. I need to read more. And then I have Kindred, also by Octavia Butler. I find that when I'm... Here, let me flip the camera. I find that when I'm watching Netflix I find that when I'm watching Netflix and consuming media, I don't see myself in the media. And I've become more and more aware of it. My first occurrence of this was in Dr. Stephanie Reed's class, University of Cincinnati, disciplinary literacy, was like seeing yourself through windows, mirrors, windows, and sliding glass doors. I think that's the order. But windows, mirrors, is, yeah, windows, mirrors, something like that. But being able to see yourself in the content, having your students that you teach being able to see themselves in the content, be culturally, racially, linguistically, even genderly, and sexuality, I don't know. Is that the right word? Being able to see themselves through you. That type of representation is important, and it's gotten more and more important because you watch Netflix, you don't see nobody like you, or they're acting like a minstrel or something, or like a black jester, Kevin Hart, Drewski. So I want to see black people more positively and more in the future. That's why Afrofuturism is about cementing yourself in the future, cementing black culture, aesthetics, and all that, technology, freeing us. I'm an Afrofuturist. So, Kindred, I got the graphic novel version. I don't want the graphic novel. Like, I love graphic novels, but I don't want the graphic novel version because I want to read the book. I want to make the image in my head. So, I bought the book. I'm a library guy, but I bought the book because I ordered this book twice and they gave me the same thing. I went to the library and I told the lady, I'm like, you can just check that book back in because they gave me the wrong book. And she said, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, you don't gotta be sorry because you didn't order the book. But I didn't say that. I said it's all good. So, phone just vibrated. Octavia Butler. I'm excited. I read some of this book on Word. Yes, a Word document because I found the PDF online and I was in Europe traveling trying to read it, but it kept losing my spot because it's not a PDF and it's Word. I don't know how somebody got the Word version and I don't know why they didn't make it PDF. Whatever. Okay, this is what I read at night that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. It gives me a sense of peace. Faces at the Bottom of the Well. This is great reading for at nighttime because you go to sleep feeling so inspired because you feel so happy about like being black in America. This is by Derek Bell. Afrofuture, critical legal studies, the father of that. I might be wrong. That'd be bad if I was wrong. I think he's a father of critical legal studies. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm pretty sure Derek Bell is the father of critical legal studies. Your predictable adolescent. I'm not having a kid right now, so you don't have to worry. But this book is actually for helping train students in my teaching simulator with different personalities. But yeah, obviously I haven't read that yet. $40 Million Slaves. If you're a basketball player, this is you. Football player, you. How Capitalism Underdeveloped Black America. I don't know. This is my dad's book. Doesn't look like he's read it either, but I'll eventually read it. Black Skins, White Mask, Frantz Fanon, author of The Wretched of the Earth. I'm not an Afro-pessimist, and it's really hard to read Afro-pessimism for me, and I'm afraid of reading it. That's why I haven't read this. Treasure Island. That looks like a black person. I tried to read it. I don't think I got far. You know, sometimes you just want to read a nice romance, Romeo and Juliet, William Shakespeare. I tried reading it again, and all the words, they sounded all funny, like, if love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Let me flip my screen so you can see my voice acting. Oh, let me get in the light. You don't want to read in low light because you'll get bad vision. But I have astigmatism, so I was already screwed. If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in. A visor for a visor. What care I? What curious eye doth quote deformities? Here are the beetle brows shall blush for me. Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs. A torch for me? Let one thorn's light of heart tickle the senseless crushes with their heels. For I am proverbed with a grandeur phrase. I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done. Tut! Done's the mouth, the constable's own word. If thou art done, we draw thee from the mirror of this self-reverence love, wherein thou strickest up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight. Ho? Nay, that's not so. Yeah, that's about the most Romeo and Juliet I'm going to read for long time, for a long time. But that was interesting. Then we have the hands-on Bible. I got this at Princeton Pike Church of God, but we left the church because they gave this pamphlet. Well, I don't know the real reason why we left the church. That's what I remember. I was in 9th grade. But it was like a mega church in Ohio, Princeton Pike Church of God. And they were like, you should vote for Donald Trump. But they didn't say that because that's illegal for churches to say. So they gave us a pamphlet that had Hillary Clinton, Crooked Hillary, and then they had Donald Trump, and it was a side by side. Oh, everything on Hillary's side was bad, and everything on Donald Trump's side was amazing. And you know Donald Trump, he's not amazing. Why does my gas cost $50? Why is DEI gone? Why are we bombing more brown people? We should stop doing that. We should free Palestine. Okay. Black No More. This is supposed to be a comedy. I was really tired when I started reading it, so I stopped. That was like last week. Dahlgren? I was talking to this girl, and she was like, oh, I've heard about this. You should read it. Have you read it? And it's supposed to be a confusing book. Not to be confused with Martin R. Delaney, Samuel R. Delaney. You think they're related? You know what? They might be related. Who knows? Black Future. This is what my dad had. He gave me this. I haven't looked too much into it. Love is the message. The message is death. Don't know what that means. This lady is in a wheelchair. That is a broken iPhone. Okay. This is a phrase used by whites to express their surprise and disapproval of social or political conditions which to the Negro are devastatingly unusual. So, ladies, when you go on a date with your man, make sure you bring out a book and have them try to read it. Guilt or otherwise self-indulgent emotions, whereas it would appear that the Negro must live in the life of the Negro ever, now, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, 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 and ever, and ever, and ever, and continued. There are black people in the future. Afrofuturism. There are black people in the future. This phone is broken. I should read this book. I'm Afrofuturist. You know, I should read. Oh, that lady has no clothes on. Okay. Ping pong. It's about ping pong. I love this manga because it looks so ugly. All the drawings are so ugly. Look at this dude. Yo. Phew. Yep. He's bald. Hope that never happens to me. Look at them lips, bruh. It's crazy. Okay. And then we have The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. The Wiz is better. I have a lot of books under here, too. I have The Holy Quran. I have not read that book. I have West Point Way of Leadership. Ooh. Military propaganda. I bet I loved this book when I was a kid. I have no fear, Shakespeare, Macbeth. I'm not reading that. I have no fear, Shakespeare, Othello. Let's read a little bit. Hope you're liking my video. If you are, subscribe and send me money. That Cassio loves. Is this the real version? Yes. That Cassio loves her. I do well believe in believe in that she loves him. This apt and of great credit, the more the black. Howbeit that I endure him not, is of constant loving noble nature, and I dare think he'll prove the Desdemona. Ladies, if you take me on a date, don't have me read, because I can't that well. I'm joking. A most dear husband. Now I do love her, too. Not out of absolute lust, though. Oh my gosh, I'm not reading that. What are they even talking about? These are all my books. Here's my do-rags and my eye mask. We have 3 more books. 4 more books. What we have here is Brave New World. What a weird book. Reading this book, I read this book I read most of it. As you tell, I didn't finish it, but I read most of it last summer at my grandma's house. That book is weird. But it's happening now, which is even worse. Meditations. This book is so. It makes you really rethink. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that book. This is Trey's book. I haven't read it. I can't see this book. The Best Alternative History, Stories of the 20th Century. This book was so boring that I didn't finish one chapter. Okay, do I have any more books? Here's a room tour. Here's my desk, LinkedIn. I love social media. Here is my African brothers and sisters. Boom, boom, boom. Hi, baba. Here's my Cuba. Okay. I have a bunch of books in here, but I'm not opening it because I kind of hurt my back doing squats, and I don't. Why my face looks so greasy on here, bruh? I swear I washed my face already. Breaking out. Oh well. All right. So this is Dean, and that was my book tour. I hope you enjoyed.